Welcome to a journey that I think could have life-altering implications for you. There's so many religions of the world that have this concept of pilgrimage. The Muslims go on the Hajj to Mecca, Hindus go to the river Ganges to bathe, Jews are called to go to the temple in Jerusalem, and Christians are called to take a pilgrimage. So it means a camino in Spanish. It means taking a thoughtful journey. And you could say we're all on a journey, but some of us are just got our eyes closed and maybe stumbling along. But this is an intentional journey that I invite you on. The Pope in this Jubilee year of 2025, once every 25 years we have a Jubilee year, and he says, pilgrimage is of course a fundamental element of every Jubilee year. Setting out on a journey is traditionally associated with our human quest for meaning in life. A pilgrimage on foot is a great aid in rediscovering the value of silence, effort, and simplicity of life. Journeying from one country to another as if borders no longer mattered, and passing from one city to another and contemplating the beauty of creation and masterpieces of art, we learn to treasure the richness of different experiences and cultures, and are all inspired to lift up that beauty in prayer to God and thanksgiving for his wondrous work. So with this inspiration from the Pope and the Sisters of Bed Hill Monastery, we invite you to a Lenten pilgrimage of hope with the people of the Amazon. The MINGA Peru. So MINGA is a Spanish term. It means coming together for the common good. So this nonprofit was created 1998 by Eliana Elias to help the people and to learn from the people of the Amazon. And so I want to talk to you about her 25-year journey, kind of the 4 phases of her outreach and what has happened in this time. So the first thing she did, Eliana, she said, what do I know? I live in Lima, the big city. I need to listen to what the people of the Amazon are interested in. So she invited the people to write letters and tell Eliana and Minga what it is that they were interested in. And so people wrote letters, 60,000 letters, and got them to onto a small boat, into a bigger boat, because this is the U.S. Postal Service, doesn't go down there. And so they took those letters and finally got them to a small town where they could be brought to MINGA Peru. And then Eliana listened to what the people were interested in and answered them via a radio program. So you could get that radio program if you had a radio. You could dial your, AM dial to get that radio program. But then very few people had radios, and some of the communities actually asked for a loudspeaker. So they said, we want everyone in town, these are small towns, these are little communities, we want them all to hear. And so she would broadcast the answers via those loudspeakers. So those 60,000 letters turned into 3,000 episodes on the radio on social issues such as domestic violence, HIV/AIDS, gender equality, human rights, biocultural preservation, mental health, and more. So she's reached 120,000 people through this outreach. That was step one. Let me listen to the people of of the Amazon to hear what they're interested in. Step 2. The women of the community, because this outreach was mainly to women. They didn't have a voice in the community. And so she said, and they asked to come together. So MINGA Peru got this few acres out on the edge of the Amazon. They could all take their boats to it. And then these women came and learned from each other and shared their thoughts and grew in their confidence. So that was step 2, bringing the ladies together to learn from each other, to share ideas, so they go back more empowered to their communities. Phase 3, because when you bring the women, who else do you bring? You bring their children. And so phase 3 of her 25-year outreach was, let's train the kids. Let's train the kids to be entrepreneurs, give them skills that they can bring value to their families, which value is money and education to their back to their communities. So phase 1 was listening, phase 2 is bringing the women together to collaborate, phase 3 was helping to educate the children. Phase 4 of MINGA's journey is a program called MINGA Peru and a MINGA tour. So this is just a little zooming in on what they taught the children. So you heard from Sister Jan in that video about more resilient seeds that MINGA was able to provide, more drought-resistant seeds. Also, getting a fish farm and bringing some fish from the Amazon River and then letting them reproduce there, so you're not constantly pulling out from the Amazon. And now, as the Amazon is lowered in its overall level, it's hard to go out through that mud to take your boat out to go fishing and to come back. So it's harder, but your fish farm is right there on the edge of your community. So this is what they, helped the kids to do. Phase 4, the MINGA tour. Now this is not a tourism event. It's a sharing of ideas and an education. So we're invited to go to the Amazon in November. These are our dates. And there's at least 10 people already who are strongly committed to go. I think we have a couple from Nebraska that are going to go. And we are invited to go in person. But if you can't go in person, because there's many people that can't go in person to this, we're going to involve you even back here, and I'll tell you how. What is a MINGA pilgrimage tour? Well, it's a chance to visit the Amazon, a place that, this is one of those World Heritage Sites that are not only important to the environment, but will inspire you personally. So it is an amazing location. I'm going to step you through what happens every day, but do realize we can tailor this exactly like we want. It's our trip. And but let's talk about what it is. First, you fly to Lima on your own expense. I just checked airfare. It's about $800. You go from Colorado Springs to Houston to Lima. And we'll stay in a hotel here in Lima for the first night. Day 1, since we get there really late at night, we're gonna fly from Lima to Iquitos. And this is at the edge of the Amazon. So every day we're gonna learn some things. Aliana will talk to us right off the bat about the MINGA Peru journey and about the people that we will interact with. So we fly up there, we spend the night in Iquitos. Then the next day, we will go by boat to that Tambo MINGA training center, the one that you saw the women gathering in. That's their training center. So you can get there. We'll get there via boat. You can also get there over land as well. But so we'll go by boat to the training center, which this is giving you some view of that training center. And you can also see where they do a lot of their agricultural training and share those seeds that I talked about that are so valuable. So, obviously you can see that. We get there, and then every day we're going to have just some sessions of learning and sharing sessions. This one is we're going to help prepare our lunches in a very traditional food called the Juanes. And so we'll prepare it, we'll eat it, and we'll just kind of learn about their culture and their food. The second educational session, if you will, is hearing from a professor on the Kukama culture. So Kukama is one of dozens and dozens of cultures, of microcultures on this Amazon. And we will be interacting with the Kukama people. And so we'll just learn a little bit more. This picture, I just love this, because those of us who live out in the forest, the sisters, myself, many of you live out there where you can see the stars. Well, we don't really see very many of the stars. You will see the stars in all their beauty out there. So that's the second session. The third day, all these communities are on the Amazon River. So we're going to go out and talk to the women, talk to the youth, learn from them about their journey and what they've done. So that's the third session, if you will. The women on phase 2 that Eliana talked about when she was working with the women, they traditionally create crafts, and these are obviously very functional plates, and they will show us how they make them with indigenous materials. And you can just imagine all the colors that go into creating a plate like that. And so we'll learn a little bit about that, and I will tell you that you will come back with some of the most unique Christmas ornaments that you've ever seen. They're beautiful. So we'll have a chance to see what they create, purchase those if you'd like, and take trips down the Amazon. Again, all of this is customizable, but as you get on, big boats to smaller boats to littler boats, you can go in these little inlets. This is not about tourism. It's not about the animals necessarily. This is about the people, but we will see the animals. We'll see the biocultural diversity and all the diversity of the rainforest while we're there. We will go to a different community and go then to talk to the kids themselves and understand what they're going to teach us. They'll teach us how to count to 10 in their language. They will teach us, they'll ask us questions, we can ask them questions again. This is a mutual exchange of ideas and concepts. Food. All the food is provided, and it's vastly provided in the communities. You're either eating at someone's house or in a community area, and it's all very safe. All the water is bottled water. It's the fish from their community. It's the plants from their farming. So you will get to really see and experience life like they have life. So we'll also have a chance, if you like, to walk through the rainforest, learn about indigenous plants, medicinal purposes of these plants, things that are edible. So we can do these kinds of things. We will have a chance to actually go to the birthplace of the Amazon River, which is in Peru. And again, this is kind of one of those places in life that is deeply meaningful to be right there where the Amazon begins. There's just something humbling about that experience when you think of what the Amazon does. Another day we'll go to another community, and then we'll go right with the kids, and this is the beginning of a fish farm. Just imagine that. Dug out a little bit more, a little more water, a little bit of fish. So this is a fish farm. We can help if we want. We can dig, we can move the wheelbarrows or not. You know, everything is tailorable to what we're interested in doing. But what we are interested in doing and what we will do is listen to them and learn from them, because the kids are anxious to share, and that will be a great thing to listen, and then to talk to them and ask them questions about how is the environment changing. You know, you and me, we think, well, I can tell that it's getting a little warmer in Colorado. I don't have air conditioning in my house, and I never needed it, but I kind of wish I had it now because it's a little warmer. Well, that's how it affects me, like this much. How it affects them is life-altering. And so I think when we talk about climate change, you know, it's a couple degrees warmer for us. It's okay. It's life-altering here, so we'll learn from them about that. One of the final acts is to have the ability to plant a tree. And if, again, this is something that's deeply meaningful, to think that I'm going to put a tree in the ground and this tree is going to grow, and I'm going to help the Amazon in a little way to reforest it and to go. So it's a meaningful session. So one of the things we're going to do while we're there, and as I talked about in church when I said that we're going to be able to take this pilgrimage with people, whether they come with us, physically with us, or stay here. And here's some of the ways we're going to collaborate with the people who stay here. Because we're going to have Zoom sessions, and I envision two, where we will be in the Amazon, in that Tambalinga training center. And we're going to have a Zoom with the people of Bennett Hill. And we're going to share what we're learning. We're going to share the people that we're learning from. And so you can experience this from home. And then I would like to get a group of young people around that interact with the young people from the Amazon and talk to them. I mean, maybe we can get a Boy Scout troop to talk to the children of the Amazon and learn from each other. There's a lot of things we can do, and we're going to do them. So after we finish up there, we go back to Iquitos. That's that main city in the Amazon region. Stay a night there. The last day, we go from Iquitos to Lima, just stay in the airport in Lima, back to Colorado Springs, or, you know, wherever you've come from. Or some people may choose to stay in Peru and maybe go to Machu Picchu, another location in Peru that's amazing. And so, but that's all on your own, if you choose to do that. This will be a 7-day trip for us, if you just do this plan. So it's just an amazing time. It'll be a thing unlike you've ever experienced, because you could pay money and go to a tourism event. You can't pay money to really go and collaborate with the people that live in this beautiful location. So that's what this is all about. Let's talk a little bit more specifically. What do you bring? You bring stuff like you'd go hiking with, like clothes. They provide all the bottled water and all the stuff. Most people have all of this. Bring a hat. Vaccinations, we look at what the CDC says, and those are the people I trust, and that's what I do. I do all of their vaccinations. Food, they've never had any issue with food. They can take care of people that have, that are lactose intolerant or, gluten-free, whatever it is, no peanuts. We can take care of that with the food. And then travel insurance, that's just something that is good for us all to have when you travel internationally. So that's on your own. So the rainforest is waiting for you. These children are waiting for you. Now let's talk a little more specifically on what the costs are. So there's a flyer here. I should put it up here. We'll post this online. But to go on this trip is $2,000 total. You've got to get down to Lima. That's about 800 from Colorado Springs. Then $2,000 gets you those 2 flights in country, all of the hotel, all of your lodging, all your food. So start to finish, it doesn't buy your Christmas presents. So bring a little extra change for that. But that is an amazing price because it costs a lot more if you were to go on just a tourism kind of thing, hugely more. So with that, you're going to have not only this experience, but there's some left over that Minga's going to plow into these programs. So it's a good thing for Minga Peru for us to go down to. On this sheet of paper, it talks about putting a deposit in, and we'll need a deposit by May 15th of half of the amount. And then you can get half of that back if you decided to change your mind by August 15th, and then the final payment of the second $1,000. This trip is open to you and your friends or anyone else that you want to invite. It will have a spiritual aspect of it because the bulk of the people are people from this community, this Bennett Hill Monastery community. And so some of us will have sessions in the morning and the evening reflecting on what we've learned and what we feel in this experience. But some people will choose to go, to be part of that, and some people won't. It's entirely changeable for whatever we want. And so if you have any questions, I can answer them now. And then Tuesday night, so that's March 25th at 5:30, we're going to have another Zoom with Eliana. And some of you may have listened to Eliana in the past, but if you want to get an invitation to that Zoom, please put your name. There's 2 different sign-up sheets. Bring a pen. I don't have a pen over there. To sign up. And so to make sure that you can get invited to that Zoom call. And then Eliana can talk to us about this. She's brought many Minga tours down to the Amazon. So we'll have that session on Tuesday night. And then we'll have, I think, something about once a month to ask more questions, learn a little bit more, maybe learn the history of Peru and the Amazon, just so we can be most valuable in our time down there. So that's all I have, but I'd love to answer any questions that you may have.
What's the largest? What's the limit of number of PB?
So 12 is the minimum. I think 40 is the maximum. I think we're going to have about 25. I just sense that. I don't know who those people are yet, but I have a feeling we're going to have about 25 people go.
And you feel confident that they can handle that size group?
Yes, they have handled that size group before.
So I understand you go from Lima to
Iquitos.
Now, when we're doing all of these things, where are we staying? Are we staying in Iquitos then?
So we're staying one night in Lima, one night in Iquitos, the other nights in a hotel in Nauta, which is right closer to the Amazon. Some people could stay at the Mingo Tambo Center I asked Eliana, could I stay where all of the other people stay? And so those people that want to stay there in the training center can. But there is a hotel provided in Nauta, which is very close. Because it has air conditioning. It will be hot. And I just wanted to get the temperature for November, but it's going to be warm for you.
Well, you mentioned there's some people, did you say Kansas, Nebraska?
Nebraska, I believe, is at least a couple people already from there.
Because I'm going to be in Rhode Island for a wedding
Okay.
the night before.
Oh my.
Really, I mean, I think I could figure out how to fly out of Boston International Airport.
For sure.
So we could do some kind of like knowing what time y'all are landing, and I can figure.
100%.
Okay.
It seems like all flights from the United States that go to Lima, they land at like 11:30 at night. And the earliest one I've seen is 8:30 in the evening. But I bet you can fly easily out of there and come on down. Your outfit for the wedding may be different than I asked. That's for the Amazon.
Don't forget, I have kids. You can handle that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Any other questions?
What has your experience been as far as going down there?
So I was not on a MINGA tour, but I met Eliana on another tourism thing, of which I'd pay about 10 times the amount of money than this. So it was actually through National Geographic. And so that was a tourism event, but National Geographic through Lindblad Expeditions always takes a nonprofit and tries to have you see the communities from their eyes. So they exposed us to MINGA. Since then, Eliana has come here and stayed at my house for 10 days, and I've collaborated a lot with her. So I have not actually done the MINGA tour, but I have been to the community of San Francisco, and I've traveled with. Okay. Well, thank you. Do make sure your name's on your email's on the list, readable, that we can invite you to this one on Thursday night or Tuesday night, and then monthly we'll just learn a little bit more each time we go, and by November you'll be so pumped up for this trip you won't be able to stand it, and we will share with this community.
I'm wondering, do you have to have a visa in order to go to?
You don't need a visa, you need a passport.
Right.
And passports take a while to get, especially now there's no telling.
Yeah.
So if you even think that you might and your passport is not current, apply for it now, because it's good for at least 10 years. And so make sure your passport.
But you do not need a visa.
You do not need a visa when I went down, but we'll check again in case, because even today you need something to go to Europe that you've never needed to go.
Okay, I think I know the answer I want to ask.
Yeah.
My husband would want to make sure that men are welcome.
Men are welcome. This is, we do need some men on our trip because they need to learn, we need to learn from them, and so it's 100%. And kids. So everyone's welcome.